Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, tomorrow is a huge day, and I'm here to explain why the Bitcoin bull market starts tomorrow. That's right. That is right. So tomorrow is the big day. The big day that we've been waiting for. Tomorrow we will elect a new president in this country, and it could change the course, of course, for many things, including crypto. Or will it? Or will it make a difference? Well, let's talk about it today. And let's talk about why the Bitcoin bull market will start tomorrow. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Hey, we got a little volatility today. We actually had a lot of volatility. And actually, I'm going to explain why the volatility today was actually quite tame compared to what happened. I actually saw some numbers today. It actually quite shocked me that we didn't get more volatility. But yeah, we're sitting at 67.8. We hit as low as 66.8. It didn't look great, obviously. We should be higher. But today, a lot of panic overall. Today, the U.S. market went down a little bit more. Obviously, a lot of people trying to prepare what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Last week and this weekend, we had a lot of people basically trying to prepare. Markets overall, prediction markets, have baked in that Trump is going to win. However, there are a lot of people now thinking that that may not be the case. So now there are a lot of people that are definitely selling, preparing for that. If you're looking at the stock market, if you look at, this has broken down the S&P 500 and the Dow, not crypto. If you're just looking at just the stock market, outside the last two recession times, which is 2008, the housing market crash, and the dot-com bubble, which is 2000, and then in 1984, like the Black Monday crash. Outside of those three, every single year after the election, going to the end of the year, have been pretty darn bullish, okay? Including the last one. Even during COVID that year, we had a pretty good gain. In fact, 12% for S&P, 11% for the Dow, and 15% for the NASDAQ. Okay. So outside of like the recession years, for stock market, generally speaking, have been pretty darn good, regardless if it's Republican or Democrat. It's been good for both sides. Okay. But you know what? Today, obviously, a lot of people trying to prepare for tomorrow. Today was the worst sell-off day for ETFs that I've ever seen in a long time, if ever. I don't know if we ever had this massive of an outflow for ETFs. That's why I said today's volatility was actually quite tame when you realize, it's not counting BlackRock's number, that we had nearly a $600 million outflow. So obviously, like I said, a lot of people already baked in or priced in that Trump win was going to come. But then this week, somehow, or today, people realize, well, maybe that's not the case. I better sell off my Bitcoin ETF to prepare. This was crazy. 170 million sold from Fidelity, 140 million from ARK, 80 million from Bitwise, and then another 90 million and a 64 million from Grayscale, 580 million. We don't know what BlackRock is. It may be zero, so it could be that. But, you know, on a grand scheme of things, it's still nothing compared to like the 900 million and the 870 million that we had last week for inflows. So it doesn't overcome those days. But, you know, 580 million is a lot, right? So obviously that contributed to today's volatility. But, you know, quite frankly, I thought there would be more volatility, right? But again, people are trying to prepare for what's to come tomorrow. Obviously, the sailors of the world are saying, hey, the United States, whoever becomes president, needs to implement a strategic Bitcoin reserve, right? Obviously, Trump has talked about it. Yes, as a nation, we need a strategic reserve of Bitcoin. Every nation on the planet needs to come up with one, really. And eventually we'll go ahead into that direction. Every country on the planet basically hoards gold at this point, even though no currency on the planet is backed by gold. Once upon a time they were, now no longer. But still, it seems like there are a lot of countries that still hoards gold, right? In the future, they're going to hoard Bitcoin. And when that day comes, Bitcoin will be worth millions each. We haven't had that happen yet, but it will one day, right? That's why you got to grab your Bitcoin before it happens. It will. It definitely will. And when it happens, it's going to be different because unlike gold, where you could just start up more mines and always find more gold, you can't do that with Bitcoin. There's a set supply. You can't manipulate it. There's only so much, and the supply keeps diminishing, right? That's why you see so many like Sailor and MicroStrategy and BlackRock and others and Semler Scientific and others that are just buying as much Bitcoin as they can now because they know in the future there won't be enough to go around. That's why everyone is trying to buy as much as they can while they still can, while Bitcoin is cheap, right? Because if one day we do have a strategic reserve in the US and then China does it, Russia does it, India does it, and UK does it, Australia does it, everyone does it, man, that's when Bitcoin really goes into the millions and tens of millions each. That's when it gets really crazy, right? That's why you gotta load up. Anyways, going back to tomorrow, what's going to happen tomorrow? Why does the bull market start tomorrow? Well, here's the thing. Regardless, if you look at Bitcoin's performance, obviously, right? The current administration, obviously, is Democrat, and the one before that obviously was Republican. That's when Trump took over in 2016, and obviously we're in the Biden administration. And obviously before that, you know, it was Democrat, and we've been flip-flopping. But guess what? Bitcoin's performance has been going up. So the performance of Bitcoin continues to go up basically nonstop forever. But the commonality is right around election time is when the bull market starts. In fact, it really starts in September. It escalates in October, but it really heats up after elections every single time. In 2016, September to January, plus 60%. In 2020, 183%. So far this year, 25%, still counting. By the end of this table, I guess, this time period, that 25% could be 50%, it could be 200%. But every single time, every single cycle, we continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. Bitcoin just does its thing. Bitcoin is not a person. It does not care. It's driven up by its scarcity factor. And more people are turning to Bitcoin because they're just sick of government. They're sick of parties. They're sick of corrupt banks that will continue to print money and run up debt. So it doesn't really matter because as a country, our deficit will continue to go up and we will continue borrowing money and we will continue to print money. It's not going to change. And that's why we have endless inflation. And that's why price of goods and services continue to go up. And that is why holding Bitcoin is a good idea. Bernstein, they just came out with this, said that regardless of who wins, Bitcoin will hit $200,000 by the end of 2025. That's what they said today. Regardless of who wins, although I think the first part of this is if Trump wins, Bitcoin will go up to 85,000 immediately. That's what they said. But it's probably going to go even higher than that. But they said that will happen. But regardless of who wins, Bitcoin will hit $200,000 by the end of 2025, which is in line with everyone's prediction. 200, 250,000. Some people think it's 300,000. Some people think it's more, right? This is what I've been saying. Regardless. And something else that's super, super, super important that I said this morning, and Crypto Rover covered it. Here's the thing. This is so important. Okay. Most people will not get this, but this is the most important thing I think I could show you guys. These red prices are the bottoms that have been formed in the last 3 elections. Okay, election dates. $10, $683, and $13,220. After these were formed, Bitcoin has never breached below those prices ever again. Let that sink in. After those prices were set, Bitcoin has never went below those prices again. And you could see the $10 and $683, Bitcoin is nowhere close of hitting those. Now you could argue this last one, this 13,220, we were a little bit close. Our low of this cycle, we hit like 15,000, 16,000. So you could argue we were somewhat close, but still we did not breach that. That was the price at the last election when Biden was elected. Bitcoin was $13,220. So tomorrow, regardless who gets elected, we are setting a new bottom price for Bitcoin. 67,000, 68,000, 70,000. That is going to be the new bottom price that Bitcoin is going to set. And this trend continues. That means wherever we hit in this cycle, it could be 200,000, 250,000, 500,000. Even if we come down from it, if we hold this trend, we will never break below the price we set tomorrow. Think about that. That is pretty powerful. That is pretty powerful. Of course, we could break the trend, but we're 3 out of 3 right now. Can we make it 4 out of 4? I definitely think so. I think that's pretty damn powerful. But again, another thing, if you haven't noticed, is the bottom keeps getting higher and the top keeps getting higher. There's no doubt about it. That is fact. So this time, the high, the all-time high, is definitely higher. We already proved that. We already broke 69,000. And the bottom, already higher. So we already proved that. That's fact. But we're going to go a lot higher than that. That is for certain. All right, last 2 things I'll show you guys. Here's something. Again, Not a single time in Bitcoin's history where we didn't have a bull run after election day. Well, that is true so far. Every single time. It starts tomorrow. Yes, that's right. And then this. If we follow the 2016 cycle, which was the last time Trump was elected. No, that's wrong, actually. That should be actually no, that's actually, yeah, that's wrong. That actually should be 2020. Because 2016 was when Trump was elected, and that was when Bitcoin was $680. So that was when Bitcoin was 100x lower than where it is now. If you think about that, I mean, that's kind of crazy, right? Am I wrong about that? No, that's right. That was 8 years ago. 8 years ago, you could have bought Bitcoin at $683, and it is $68,000 now. 8 years ago, $683, it is $68,000 now. Do you know how crazy that is just to even say that out loud? 100x in 8 years. That's mind-boggling. 8 years is like, it's like yesterday, right? And people say, oh, I can't make money with Bitcoin. That's 100x, guys. What? Imagine another 8 years from now. Could it be another 100x? Sure, why not? With the way inflation is going, that's just insane. That is absolutely insane. That last time Trump was elected, Bitcoin was $683. I mean, that's just crazy. That's really nutty if you think about it. All right. That's it. That's it. Dogecoin is doing really well. Dogecoin is up tremendously today. We're almost back to 68,000, guys. Tomorrow's going to be an absolutely huge day. Could be the start of a bull run. And not only that, on Thursday, we're going to get another FOMC meeting. And we're going to get a rate cut. So, yes. That is also coming this week. All right, let's do some Q&A. I still can't believe that 8 years ago Bitcoin was $680. I can't compute that. I just can't. I've been in the game for so long, but like that's just still mind-boggling to me. GameFi, appreciate that. Ricky, appreciate that. Twice, appreciate the super chats. Andy, appreciate that. Crypto Hound, appreciate that as well. Good stuff. Got a little volatility today. Went down to 66. Now we're back to 68. Get back above 68.2. Tomorrow, we could be right up, boom. Tomorrow we'll break through and go to 100,000. Do you think a $200 move by MSTR in Trump wins? Well, it won't because the market will be closed by the time we get election results. So you mean the day afterwards? I don't think stock market have circuit breakers and stuff. So no, it's not, MicroStrategy is not going to go up by that much. Bitcoin can, but stocks can't because of circuit breakers. So no. TV. Do you ever answer questions from people who don't pay? Yes. I'm answering you right now, and stop being a dick. Locals only. What are your thoughts around FUD that could come from an undecided election? That's not going to happen. That should not go happen. Do you have Brett? No, I do not. I will fire Gary Gensler. I think either way, Gary's gone. I don't think Kamala's gonna keep Gary either. I think he's gone regardless. He made a mockery out of the SEC. He has done nothing but lose cases after cases after cases. So regardless, he's gone. He knows that. Whatever. What are my thoughts on Solana? I love it. I think Solana's going to do very well this cycle. I'm still clinging on my prediction that Solana will flip ETH by the end of this cycle. You got any on-chain for Sol? One pick? What do you mean? On-chains for Sol. What do you mean by that? Why do you suppress yourself from ICPs beyond logic? Are you trolling or are you serious? I hope you're trolling. Do you have any coins you're holding from Sol ecosystem? Yeah, Jupiter. I love Jupiter. Jupiter is probably my favorite. No, I think too many people. I think too many people are trying to scare too many people. It's like what Bernstein research says, regardless, Bitcoin is going to pump. Too many people are trying to scare people into thinking that Harris wins, Bitcoin's going to dump. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Bitcoin will go up regardless. Just look at the previous cycles. Just look at the previous cycles in 2016, 2020, and prior cycle before that. We had different administrations. Why did Bitcoin go up in both of them? I mean, Bitcoin does its thing because the fundamentals keeps on getting better and it's scarce. And more people buy into Bitcoin because of distrust in government. That's it. The government's never going to change, regardless of which administration. Maybe one is better than the other, slightly, but overall, nothing really gets done. Brian says, use leverage at your own risk. People are getting wrecked by over leveraging. That is true. I said that in my Sunday walk video. I got wrecked this weekend. My alts got absolutely hammered. Alts are getting hammered, even with small leverage. So I got to change it up. With my alts, my new strategy is no bigger than 2x. I don't care what. I'm sticking with 2x on alts. And I'll probably like roll it in. So after a 10% gain, I'll like close it, roll in the gains. But I'm going to stick with 2%. Because no matter what, even at 3x, 4x, you could still get liquidated just with like sudden movements. 2x is safe enough. It has to drop 50% before you get liquidated. I think that's just like, you have to have something very disastrous happen. So yeah, that's going to be my new strategy. 2x. No more than 2x on alts. Yeah, even my 5x. I thought 5x was safe. But this weekend was not. I mean, some of them has been running. I've been letting them go, but it's just not. Like Bitcoin for 5x should be okay, but still. Yeah, it's just not fun sometimes. Thoughts on Sui? Sui is still fine. I was gonna cover more Sui, but they've been having massive inflows and utility recently, so they've been holding up very well, quite honestly. So good for Sui. They've been moving up the chart really well. At number 19 now. Last 60 days, 128%. So they're doing really well. But besides just price movement, they're actually, if you look at overall just usage, TVL, you know, some of the fundamentals, really good, really good. Night Prism. I like how you're into cars. I feel like all guys should be into cars, honestly. Like that's just like one of the like to have a man card, you gotta like cars. I don't know why. And I'm sorry for guys that don't like cars that's watching me, but like I feel like as a guy, you should just like cars. Maybe you don't have to be like a Fast and Furious car guy, but like you at least know the basics. Like you know, you gotta like know some cars because eventually you gotta buy a car, you know, or buy a few cars. You gotta know something. That's how I feel. And I know a lot of people will not like that opinion, but I just feel like all guys should know a little bit about cars or have some interest in cars. Slim Shady, I appreciate that. Would you short Bitcoin at 100K? No, I would never short Bitcoin. Even if it's like at 300K, I would not short it. I just think the shortest way to lose money is to short Bitcoin. Yeah, truck guys, fine. It's part of cars. I love trucks too. I love trucks. I really want to get a Raptor. I want to get F-150 Raptor R. That's like my thing. I really want to get that car or truck. And Ram TRX also. Really love that too. If I run for president in 2028, who I have no idea who I would pick for my VP. I would never, ever, ever, ever run for president. Never, ever. I'm smart enough to know that I'm nowhere near qualified, not even 1% qualified to be president, nor would I want the responsibility, nor do I have the skin to do so. Like you're going to piss off 50% of the country. I can't have 50% of the country hating me. I just can't. You know, like I can't. I'm not built like that. So No. No. How about that Raising Cane's chicken fingers? I have not had Raising Cane's chicken for a long time. I crave it. My family does not like it. Every time I suggest it, they say no. But I could go for that. I could go for that right now. It's really good. Do a cruise video with Tacoma TRD Pro. Yeah, I actually got I got the new Land Cruiser this week. I could do it with the Land Cruiser, although I might be going to Dubai, so I may not be able to do it. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to do it because I'm going to Dubai. But I got a Land Cruiser, although I'm not a fan of the new Land Cruiser. All guys should lift weights and not be obese. I will agree to that, but you know, Arj, people get old. People have to raise a family. People have to work, and people have to make money. So, yeah, not everyone is young and have no kids and have no responsibilities. So it's a little bit different there. Slim Shady, I love Sui. It's ultra fast, and I create a meme coin. Jodel. Coins are transferred right after you submit send button. All chains are like that, except ETH. I guess it's an excuse. But I have been doing that, so regardless. I have been doing it. I've dropped actually a ton of weight since Singapore. After I came back from Singapore, I've been dropping a lot of weight because I've been working out and dieting. That's like me saying, well, no excuses that all of you guys. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to be a dick, but. Doing handiwork around the house increases your testosterone. I think just doing anything other than just sitting and doing nothing increases your testosterone. Just like moving and just like walking probably increase your testosterone. What is your thoughts on Meta Beats coin is pumping? I have no idea. Is ETH down because Vitalik cannot do a pull-up? You don't know that. Vitalik looks like the type of guy that could do a lot of pull-ups. And he has an enormously large, you know, stick. He's carrying around. He's packing heat in his pants. That's for sure. I don't know what that has to do with pull-ups, but, you know, he might surprise you. He'll do well at a Diddy party, let's just say that. All right. I think that's enough for tonight. Let's all get some rest for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the start of the bull run, and we need to prepare for it. So let's see what happens tomorrow, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Bitcoin starts out the day strong. We won't know for sure. We won't know the results until tomorrow night. But, you know, I'll still be streaming. And we'll see what happens tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. On that note, have a good night. Take care. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Take care. Bye-bye.